And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 772. Today is Monday, August 9th, 2021. I'm King.
I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish. And today's top stories: crypto community in shock over Brian Brooks' resignation from Binance.us, though our crypto warriors should not be. Two senators introduced pro-crypto amendment to infrastructure bill. Industry says is not enough. Unchanged crypto tax bill will be put to a vote on Tuesday. Poloniex settles charges with SEC for operating unregistered exchange. USDC builder Circle says it wants to become a national crypto bank. And much wow on a bun. Oscar Mayer's hot Doge Wieners auction closes at 15K. I can't say it with a straight face. But first and foremost, Bitcoin's what's going on with prices?
Oh, yeah. So a lot of activity over this weekend. Bitcoin jumped up to $45,472, up 2% today. Ethereum at $3,000, crossed that $3,000 mark, $3,103, down 0.13%, but up 17% for the week. Binance coin at $352, up 0.13%. Cardano sitting at 146 is down about 0.5%. XRP at 81 cents is up about 1% today. Dogecoin, a little bit of a slide at 25 cents, is down 3%. Polkadot coming in at $20.45, down 0.27%. And last but not least, Uniswap at $27.82, down 0.4%. So we've seen a huge jump with Bitcoin over the weekend. If you know anything about the altcoin and Bitcoin market, if Bitcoin jumps up a lot of that liquidity flows into altcoins and they have gains as well. So if we're seeing the start of the second push of this bull run, then this is definitely a good time to get into those altcoins you've been talking about all year. If you got weak hands, stay out.
And I'm not sure what's going on. I'm about to share this screen right here. This is the control room. Look at this. This thing every day keeps changing. 708 now. It just started last week. So a lot of people aren't getting the notifications right now for some reason. Again, we have no clue what's going on. This is a YouTube thing. But for the people who are here, Sergeant Mac, what's going on? Ali Pio Rodriguez, hello. J. Dean, Addie A, Hondos, 1017, Leroy Forbes. Shout out to Leroy, one of our new in-house writers. Somovid, Raquanji, Carmelo, what's up? Chappie, Kadeem, Michael Kennedy, Wendy Nichols, good morning. C. Casey, Kevin Northcutt, Jay Everything, Robert Kelly, David Williams, Smelly Farts in the office is so funny. I have no idea what that means, but that's what's up. Sis, yeah. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the show. And, that's what's up. Carmelo said, good morning, Crypto Warriors. Thanks, King. I finally got the expert masterclass. That's what's up. I haven't checked the emails yet, so we got to make sure we check that off. But good to see, and thank you for that, Carmelo, for having your trust in us. Cannot wait to hear your feedback on it as well. Hey, people, for those who got the masterclass the first week it came out, there is no way you didn't make your money back already if you were actually if you actually went through the masterclass and started going to work on the crypto side of things. Like, I literally showed you all Ethereum less than $2,000, how to get more Ethereum by putting a collateralized loan up in the class. So like, everybody who has Ethereum who had that masterclass should have made their money back literally within the last 2 to 3 weeks. If you were serious about it. Let's throw that out there. All right, top story of the day. It says crypto community, but I am not including our warriors in this. But it says the crypto community is in shock over Brian Brooks's resignations from Binance US. Now, you all should know we literally threw the bat signal up on Binance like at least 6 to 8 weeks ago. We even talked about it in the masterclass. I brought up Binance. I don't even think I really clicked on the website. I might just showed you the homepage. But I even have it on record in the masterclass. Like, hey, something's going on with Binance. We're going to show it to you, but we're not going to actually show you how to really use it. But it looks like CZ Champagne Zhao, of course, the founder of Binance, said Brooks stepping down will, quote, not impact Binance.us customers in any way. The cryptocurrency community has different thoughts, however. After serving as the chief executive officer of major cryptocurrency exchange Binance.us, for less than 4 months, Brian Brooks announced Friday he would be stepping down, a move that was greeted with confusion and suspicion from the crypto community. He cited differences over strategic direction. The now former CEO said he already resigned his position at Binance's U.S. arm. Brooks had been leading the crypto exchange since replacing former CEO Catherine Coley on May 1st. Now, what's hilarious about this story is when we were talking about it right before the show, like literally we only had like a 10 or 15 second talk. But we were talking about differences over strategic direction, and Bitcoin Zay and I at the same time literally said the same thing. That's when we were like, we gotta start the show. We gotta start the show because if we're saying the same thing is happening. What are your thoughts on this story? Brian Brooks, Binance, one of the, if not the largest exchange on the planet. I would say maybe Coinbase might edge it out, but one of the largest exchanges. You know, Brian Brooks was getting paid a lot of money. I'm talking about big name CEO money to run this exchange. What would make him suddenly say there's a difference over strategic direction?
Oh, yeah. So, as you said, Brian Brooks, he says that he resigned as CEO because of strategic direction. And one of two things happened here. Strategic direction, I feel like CZ was like, oh, you didn't know? We do illegal shit over here sometimes. And you just gonna have to figure out how to hide it. That's your job, is to learn how to hide the illegal shit. Or the second thing was, Brian Brooks is an op. He slid in there to make it seem like he wanted to be with Binance, figured out how they work, and then this may be the death blow that gets them out. Don't be surprised if Brian Brooks slides back into the regulation side and he's on the team that takes down Binance or at least assists with it. Would not be surprised because this was way too quick. He's been a CEO for what, 2 months?
We didn't talk about that second point you just made. I didn't see that curveball. I love it. Oh man, you've been talking to me too long, man. You talking like that?
You already know. It's always an op, some sort of op going on within these regulators and these companies.
Man,
so I wouldn't trust any of them. I know he had the experience, but I wouldn't trust Brian Brooks. Gave him the keys to the castle because now he's left and he knows all the secrets. So I don't know. It could be one of two things.
First of all, a hand clap for that take. That was a hot take. And I didn't even see the second one, bro. I got to give that to you because you're right. Like, you know, I was all about the first one. I was like, no, he finally got allowed into that basement room on the left or the top floor to the right, that corner office. He finally unlocked. Hey, why is this door up here locked? Anybody here today? And like you said, he found out what makes the mixing so good. Oh, y'all putting that in there? I think that's what he found out. I'm with you on that. I think he found out that Binance was either doing a lot of illegal shit, already had been doing illegal stuff, or right now, essentially, the government, some of his old buddies, gave him that call like, hey, Brian, you know, you're a good friend of ours. Get out of there. Like, it was a Wolf of Wall Street. He literally got the Wolf of Wall Street call from the same FBI agent. They was like, hey, you need to be out of there in 24 hours or you're a part of it officially. And he was like, hey, what? I didn't even know. I had a family. I have children. I don't do this on the weekends. Like, I don't even know what this is. What
Brian Brooks exchange? I was saying, Brian Brooks' health insurance ain't even kick in yet. Don't you need 90 days to get the health insurance?
He didn't even get past the first 90 days. So that was my take as well as yours on it. But the second one I think is interesting as well. I'm with you. Like, what if he was sent in there by the government or on his own accord without talking to the government, already knowing how the game is played? You guys are gonna hire me? Oh, okay. I'll take your money for a few months, pay off some bills, buy a new Lambo, and skirt back to the government. You guys needed to make a CBDC, right? We need to have this Fed coin, right? We need to have government ran exchanges, right? I know how to do all of the above. And like you said, and by the way, while we're doing it, let's fry this motherfucker while we at it. Like it is crazy, but
bring back Catherine Coley. Where is Catherine Coley? Because Brian Brooks, for one thing, CZ has a knack for hiring people with alliteration in their name. That's first thing. And then second thing is, I don't even know why Crypto Coley left, but I promise you, if it was for the same reason Brian Brooks left, CZ is going to be in a world of hurt because we already see it crumbling. Like I said, it's in the masterclass. We've talked about it on the show. We can already see sort of the Bitrexing of this exchange happening, where it starts off as the most popular and it trickles down to where it's almost nothing. So not surprised at all by this move because Brian Brooks, scroll down a little bit. Look at his face. Doesn't look like the face of a traitor. He like he's going to snitch right there now.
His name looks like it's Benedict Arnold to me. That's the name. He looks like the guy who used to do the cell phone commercials for Verizon, but went to Sprint. That's what he looks like. Exactly. Turncoat. He's a turncoat if I ever seen one.
He got those snitch glasses. That's what he look like. He about to go.
They got the camera right there on the corners right there. He knows exactly what's going on. Oh, you know what? While we're talking about this, Nappy, again, that email's coming your way. But Nappy, if you're listening today, let's try to get Brian Brooks or especially Ivan on Tech on the show. I definitely been wanting to get Ivan on Tech. We actually mentioned Ivan on Tech during the masterclass is one of the YouTube channels for crypto. For those who kind of want more of a technical proficiency, he's a good person to check out. So as you can see here, Ivan on Tech put Brian Brooks knows something big. Again, another big YouTuber in the space. Crypto whale breaking. Binance US CEO Brian Brooks announces resignation just after a few short months. Of course, Like it was it ex Binance US CEO Brian Brooks quote: "An exchange is not a profitable long-term business." I like this. So again, everybody's on Twitter talking about it. Everybody's trying to figure out what's going on. This is big news, people. This is huge news. Again, this is a CEO of one of the largest exchanges out there resigning when he supposedly is making a ton of money. And Binance is one of the most powerful exchanges. But again, if you've been watching us, like about 6 to 8 weeks ago, we called it out. Essentially, tried to jump on Binance to do some stuff. I threw like some small assets. Whenever you jump in on off exchange, folks, you never want to go crazy. Like put $100 on there, see if it works, take it off, play around. And there was issues right after I kind of signed up for Binance. This is the regular one, not Binance US. So for those who use VPNs and all of that, you understand what I'm saying. That's in the masterclass as well. But it was fishy stuff going on. I couldn't log back in. I could not get my authorization code via email. So what do? I do my research. I get to digging, and it turned out like that same week and weeks prior, there was a ton of people on forums and on the underground right now on websites that are saying, hey, we're having issues with Binance as well. It's been well hidden. And then a few weeks later, we see regulators from every country starting to come after them. Something's awry, is not smelling good. And as many Twitter users are saying, looks like a rug pull on his way. And that's a strong possibility. So if you're on Binance right now, people, I strongly suggest you unstake or do whatever you need to do and get the hell out of there. Straight up.
Yeah. Get out while you still can.
Right before it's too late. Somebody is asking about the master class in the chat. So I'll make sure I'll just throw that link in there for you. There you go. Let's see. WGB said Binance imploding might mean big things for the post chain. Oh, you guys are hilarious. But possibly, actually, you know what? You're actually right, because then it'll just be Ethereum and post chain if it comes out correct. So I'm not mad at that. Bill Spliff said false flagging like he not with ganging them.
You already know.
Oh, hilarious. Leroy Forbes. This is why Leroy Forbes is our new in-house writer, folks. Says snitching Bob Saget. He does look like
yeah.
Jim Purtle said Trojan horse. Yeah, everybody's saying the same thing. The Dad Flanders glasses said Antonio. Yeah, everybody's saying some suspect going on in there. So something's definitely suspect going on. If you're still on Binance after today's show, for real, like, do not come back with no email. Someone, hey, how I get help? My money gone. Like, no, your money will be good. If anything, CZ about to get a lot richer when this thing does pull this X. Hey, that's the thing about threatening these exchange owners that governments don't understand, that we haven't seen it yet because most of these exchange owners have been playing fair. But all it takes is for one to be like, oh, all right, how about this? It's shut down. And just to give you an idea, people, I just found a new exchange. I was dumpster diving on earlier and looking at some stuff. I want to pull this up really quick, Zay. This is new exchange, and I'm not doing this as a promotion, folks. Do your own research. But this, I'm not saying it's brand new, but I found it today, so it might be old. Who knows? You ever heard of BitTrue?
BitTrue, yeah, I've heard of it. Haven't used it.
Yeah, so I actually used it today. I mean, didn't have any issues. Everything worked pretty fairly quickly. But what I'm looking to show you all is, hold on, see if I can find it real quick. Terms of service. I'm looking for terms of service. There we go. Terms. I want to show you all some about these exchanges, because what you don't understand, exchanges will literally, shit tracks we're looking at you, change their terms of service overnight. So you can't legally do anything to them unless you already took screenshots from the night before, because you're not an idiot. But Bittrex has tried it before. But here's some of the things, these terms of service you all need to understand. Let's see. One big thing I want to put at, before I started using this exchange earlier, Bitcoin Day, I was like, let me make sure I can pull my money off of this exchange. Let me read the terms of service. I thought it'd be 100 pages. They did one page. People, you are lucky they got lazy and just did one page, because like I said, the Bitrexes of the world will give you 100 pages so you can get lost in the sauce. But here it is. BitTrue shall have the right to cancel or permanently freeze your account and claims against you and your guardian for compensation with no prejudice. BitTrue may refuse in its discretion to open an account for you. Then here at the bottom, considering the platform risks, maintenance expenses, and other internal control reasons, BitTrue has the right to cancel or permanently freeze the registered accounts with no transaction for a certain period. They are telling you in their terms of service, we can just take your money and legally there's nothing you can do to us. This is an exchange telling you that in its terms of service. So I say that, people, to say, we keep hearing you, you're staking for 20% here, you're staking for 10% on this exchange. If they shut down on you, they're going to shut down on you. You won't get a warning. Your money will be gone. So I want to pound that in. All right. 2 senators introduced pro-crypto amendment to infrastructure bill. Industry says is not enough. Pierre Boring, hilarious. The founder and president of the Digital Chamber of Commerce provided details about the proposed amendment Saturday afternoon. That's right, Saturday afternoon. They can't get anything else done on the weekends. They keep taking recesses, and we go into sequestration and furloughs. They don't do that on the weekend. But when you're talking about taking crypto money, oh, hey, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What's going on in this story?
Hey, Saturday afternoon while you were laying on the couch, waiting for whatever cookout or whatever brunch party, they decided to meet up. And United States Senators Mark Warner and Kirsten Sinema, both Democrats from Virginia and Arizona, they have introduced a new amendment to the infrastructure bill that would lessen the burden on cryptocurrency tax reporting for miners and wallet providers. As good as that sounds, lessening the burden, why don't you get rid of the burden altogether? Because there are senators that are endorsing an amendment that would exclude crypto miners and hardware and software wallet providers from being subject to these new rules. And this comes from lawmakers, along with Ohio Republican Rob Portman. Shout out to him. The current version of the bill considers these entities to be brokers that facilitate the transfer of cryptocurrencies between users. People, that means the kids that I gave crypto to in summer camp are brokers now. Yes, there are 11-year-old brokers walking around right now, brokering trades for these shadowy supercoders in Bitcoin, hiding money that is clearly these shadowy supercoders need to be called brokers and get taxed. But yes, stupid as hell. Even Jack came out and said, this bill has so many issues, and the Mark Warner amendment makes it worse, especially for open source developers. And no rationale has been provided, only rumors. Jerry Brito, who is a part of Coin Center, he's definitely pushed as much as he can for a crypto-based think tank. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna go with some of these people off Twitter. They're saying we don't need a crypto think tank. We need a separate Bitcoin think tank and then a separate crypto think tank, because they're two totally different things. So when you talk about Bitcoin, we can talk about this, and then we talk about crypto. Then we talk about securities and SEC and all that other stuff. So one of the best parts about this is that we see the corruption, the infrastructure bill, and then they use that to introduce crypto. Come on, man. You already know what's going on. The Saturday afternoon, it's always something, man.
Bro, they never do anything on Saturday, so it's crazy to see this. Like I said, if it has to do with furloughs or sequestration or paying the American citizens or American people, oh, they're not in the office. Hey, we on recess this week. But when it comes to taking money, oh, like I said, we are working 7 days of 7 days a week. Just want to point this out. This is Brian Armstrong, folks. He already got down with the click. You know that. He'd been jumped in and everything on that direct listing day. He even came out and said, there are a few key moments that define our future. One is happening now in the Senate with the infrastructure bill. At the 11th hour, Mark Warner has proposed an amendment that would decide which foundational technologies are okay and which are not in crypto. This is disastrous. People, you have to understand how important this is. People who don't know about the space at all, right? They just call out everybody shadowy coders and all these. They're still talking like we're criminals in the space, right? So they don't know the space. They're not asking the American public. They're going in on weekends. Does C-SPAN even run on Saturday afternoon? Was this on C-SPAN? I don't know. I gotta get that.
No, it was on your local channels. I'm not sure. I didn't see it.
Right. So you got people who are uninformed and uneducated about what they're talking about. There hasn't been any Democratic vote on this. They're just going forward with it. And then they're just going forward with whatever comes up on their mind. So many things wrong with this. The fact that Brian Armstrong would even come out and point out says a lot, because he definitely has some interest to protect. Even Elon Musk agreed this is not the time to pick technology winners or losers in the cryptocurrency. Like, people, it's 12 years. You're trying to tell a 12-year-old this is what you're going to do when you grow up.
Exactly.
I mean, can he get a couple more years? Can he or she, whatever? I know how it is in these days. Hey. Can they get a couple more years to figure out what they want to do in their life?
Can my man hit puberty? Can it just hit puberty first? It's only 12.
No, they said cut it off. Hey, cut it off before he hits 13. All right, we don't even want.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna decide who he will be. It looks like the government's trying to do that with crypto. Like you said, Jack came out and said this bill has so many issues. No rationale has been provided, only rumors. And people, what it really comes down to is this next story. Unchanged crypto tax bill will be put to a vote on Tuesday. So essentially, they came up with all this stuff on Saturday, right? Sunday, nobody's paying attention. Today is Monday, and they're like, oh, yeah, we vote on it tomorrow. Y'all got today to do something about it. Like, you literally have to be a multi-millionaire to do something about it, because doing something about it means, okay, well, I'm going to fly out to DC. I'm going to go try to jump in this meeting. I'm going to go try to grab this person here. I'm going to make a phone call to this person or this lobbyist. And it's like, no, this is a 12-year-old space. But what is really about, people, is this right here. The provisions aim to raise $28 billion for infrastructure funding through expanded digital asset taxation and will impose broad third-party reporting requirements on any crypto firm deemed to be a broker. So this is what it's really about. This is why they work Saturday, because they don't ever work Saturday afternoon, ever. So all of a sudden they're working Saturdays. We said this for many years now. Whenever the government works Wednesday nights, Friday nights, and Saturdays, is because they don't want you to know or see what's happening. The reason why they're doing this $28 billion, I'm not even going to call it digital asset taxation. Let's call it a $28 billion digital asset theft. It's theft because before there was even anything, it was fake, it was fraudulent for criminals. I'm starting to get these Boston Tea Party vibes. They need to calm down. But this is what I'm going to say about this. What essentially is happening is a private company, the Federal Reserve, loaned the United States a bunch of fake money the last 2 years, right? I think it was upwards of about what? 900 billion, almost $1 trillion of stuff we printed out.
You talking about since 08?
No, since 2020.
Oh, since 2020, yeah, like 7 trillion.
Right. So we just, whatever it is, we just printed out, like I think they said 25% of all the money that's been out. We just printed that out the last 2 years, right? A private company did that. The private company just told our federal government, we want our money back, even though it's fake money. Federal government said, we got a plan to make everybody happy. Those digital asset criminals, those cryptocurrency criminals, we on their head. Well, I was going to say they head and they ass at the same time. We on them, right? We on their head ass.
We on their head ass.
Right? So essentially that's what's going on, people. The last story, the reason why they met Saturday, the reason why they're trying to charge digital assets is because the United States government is going broke. We haven't had an audit in forever. If you remember our show back from 2017, we actually were talking about the audit that was supposed to happen, I think November. It was like October of 2016 was supposed to happen. President Obama kicked the can down the road. President Trump saw it. He was like, not on my watch. He kept kicking the can. And we still have not had an audit since like 2015 or 2014 on the Federal Reserve. And that's a private audit anyway. It's not like we even know what's there. But essentially, all of this madness that's going around the crypto space, especially with probably Binance and some of these other big brokers, is so the United States government can get their taste. It's crazy.
Oh, man. And we're watching the corruption in real time. Again, like I said, nobody works on Saturdays. Nobody does this except for bills that come across where we're actually changing something. And again, this just shows the terrible scheduling and timing of regulators and bureaucracy. They had to vote to end the debate. Just to stop talking, they had to vote on it. This is such it's
corruption. It's corruption.
We're so far into the future. We're looking at these old farts in there, 89 years old, still trying to make rules, still voting just to talk. And of course, I believe it was Ted Cruz who quoted, "There's not 5 senators who can describe what crypto is, but somehow every single senator gets a vote."
Bro, it's not 5. Hold on. It's not 5 senators that can explain what a VPN is. It's not 5 senators that can explain how email work. You know what I mean? It's like we can roll this back. Tell me how tell me what a TI-83 is, matter of fact. Just tell me what it is.
Yeah. What is Linux? Like, I mean, half the people that are in this space, they're getting second and third word of mouth from people who don't know what they're talking about either. So yes, we're watching the corruption in real time, people.
And one thing I want to say for people watching, I had to take that hood off. It gets hot being a criminal with a hood on all day. I mean, you got to tell these senators that. For those who are playing that sideline game, who, good regulation is good and regulator. For one, as I always say, regulators don't come in with a 10 or 20-year plan. They come in with a 50 to 100-year plan. They don't care about getting it all. They hope to get it all so they can say we did it. But if not, I'll pass it. I know the next guy coming. I'm going to give it to him. Oh, I know the next lady coming in. I'm going to give it to her. Like, they know each other. They know who's coming next. Like, whatever. We'll get it. We'll get one of these crypto exchanges in the next 15 years. We don't do it now, but we will get one. I want to make sure that's clear. And secondly, the broad language used to define a crypto broker, as you see here, can also infer stakers. Stakers. So all these people who sit here, they're on BlockFi. For all these people who are on Exodus wallet staking, Binance staking, you are a broker. That is a staker. They could tax you for what it seems like they're going to try to do literally out the woo-ha, wherever the words is for that. So just be cognizant when you talk about regulation, all this into space, you are about to get caught in the same bag as well. So just make sure you know. Yeah, hey, you caught that notes from Jules talking about the Boston Tea Party vibes. Listen, I'm telling you, hey, I'm gonna be like
no taxation without representation, and I don't see anybody representing us in any of these talks. None of them.
Hey, I'm gonna be like Lonzo, be like, you told me to. No, come here. Alley. All right, we got to keep it going. Bitcoin Zay, it's about to catch a plane to LA. So we're going to keep rolling through these stories. Poloniex settles, and whenever you got to leave, I got you. Poloniex settles charges with SEC for operating unregistered exchange. Poloniex will reportedly pay over $10 million as settlement for the SEC indictment. What's going on here?
Oh, man. You hate to see it, man. Poloniex chat was one of the most legendary things in the space. But the United States Securities and Exchange Commission has charged crypto exchange platform Poloniex for breaching securities trading regulations. According to the announcement, Poloniex offered trading of cryptocurrencies deemed securities to U.S. investors on its platform between July 2017 and November 2019.
When the price got popping, because
when the price got popping,
Poloniex was trading in 2016. The troll box was active. It just wasn't that many people on it. It wasn't until June, July of 2017 when it got hot. So essentially, they're saying we don't want you that year prior when you weren't making money. We want you in the crypto market heat. I'm sorry, Bitcoins. I just had to throw that out there.
You already know. And according to their announcement, Poloniex is elected to neither admit nor deny any wrongdoings. So they won't admit they did anything. You're just charging them, and then they got to pay $10 million while agreeing to a cease and desist order. They'll pay $8.48 of the total fine and disgorgement, along with the $1.50 civil penalty. So for those of you out there who are wondering, yes, it is profitable to start an exchange, legal or illegal, because I'm sure Poloniex made way more than $10 million, and that was all they had to pay. Slap on the wrist, nothing else. And that's what we're talking about here is if you get big enough, too big to fail, SEC comes after you. They just want to get their taste. They want to get their money. And we see it here.
And one thing I want to point out, people were talking about the whole Reggie Middleton thing. This is the same thing. That's why I was like, no, I'm not taking a side on the Reggie Middleton thing unless I know more information about it. Because again, it was quite convenient that Reggie Middleton had to settle with the SEC or, all the charges got brought up against him. And literally 24 to 48 hours later, Paxos, which is backed by government and big private businesses, Wall Street banking entities, they came out 24 to 48 hours later after Reggie got his SEC stuff with the exact same products he was trying to offer. To me, that's a little bit too close for comfort in a space like this. But again, as you said, Poloniex made way more money than this. If you remember, Circle, which is backed by Goldman Sachs, bought Poloniex for $400 million. That was a bad bet. We even called that. We said they bought the bag and they wouldn't be making money because by the time they bought it, people stopped using. They bought it in February 2018. The bear market already commenced, and people essentially stopped using Poloniex toward the end of 2017 because they couldn't handle the volume like most exchanges because it was pumping. And again, just want to point out, the United States decided to charge them July of 2017 as the market really started to heat up. They didn't say anything about 2016 when the market was nothing, people. It's literally corruption in our face. But you have to ask yourself, why are they all of a sudden charging Poloniex, or why is Poloniex selling with the SEC? Could it be because USDC Builder Circle, again, backed by Goldman Sachs, says it wants to become a national crypto bank?
Oh, you want to be a bank, huh? Oh, you want to get this bank license.
Maybe it's not a crazy conspiracy theory after all. If you remember, Coinbase, who just had its direct listing and went public essentially, they had to stall out for a month. They waited to go public for a month because they had to settle with the SEC or somebody else for some old stuff that they did as well. Like Bitcoins, they said, it is literally kissing the ring. If you've ever been in the Navy, you pulling up to the port, you need to go to the ship, the main, you need to go to the carrier, go see the admiral, you got to kiss the ring. That's the way it works. It's the same thing. They're like, all right, you guys want to get up under this hole because we're about to really bury you and throw everybody in jail, then pay us a fine and go public so we can get our cut from now on. And then it looks like Poloniex is essentially going to do that. They have to. They lost that $400 million. Circle lost that $400 million in that bad buy. They've been thinking the last 2 years, how can we get our money back from this bad buy? What do we go public? Yeah, we can, but we just got to pay back the regulators. How much? 10, 12 million. All right, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Yeah.
And now they're trying to become an actual crypto bank. This is crazy.
I mean, and when you see it right in front of your face, you can't ignore it. But you also have to realize that this is the games that they played before crypto. So they're just taking the old model, applying it to crypto, and they're fooling you with this. I think somebody commented there that they're trying to seem like our friends. They're trying to honeypot us. Like, oh yeah, you need.
And they are because
because they keep getting in bed with these regulators to establish crypto banks or establish a regulated stable coin. All these things that just lead us back to a digital version of what we already have. And again, it's mostly noise. But as you can see in the crypto space, we're not lying when we say that these people are literally corrupt and they're doing it right in front of your face because the crypto world is too small to notice. 5 years from now, people may not remember. We got receipts on our news show, but most people, they won't remember this They'll just be like, yeah, I get my stable coins from Circle. Yeah, you don't use Circle. And we'll be like, what? Remember back then when they had to settle with the SEC? So just remember, you're watching it in your face. Don't be surprised.
Yeah, it's crazy to see that. All right, and then last but certainly not least, I know you want to get to this. Much wow on the bun. Oscar Mayer's hot Doge Wieners auction closes at 15K. What's going on here?
Oh man. So Oscar Mayer's hot Doge Wieners. Oh man, who is the marketing person for
So
that?
wait, y'all tell me y'all cooking real dogs over there? Oh
Nah,
my God.
that's disgusting. Oh man. That's
They
a little
cooking real Doges.
Yeah. So they're auctioning off a one-of-one pack of hot Doge Wieners on eBay with bids hitting $3,050 before bidding was paused. American manufacturing meat company Oscar Mayer is auctioning off one-of-one pack of hot dog wieners on eBay. So far, they've gotten $3,000. It's probably the most money they've made in a while because who the hell eats Oscar Mayer wieners? But during the initial hours of bidding, Redditors spotted a bid of $3,050, and they said it might be a lot considering it's a collector's item. However, the cash value of $10,000 is just over $2,000, so it's really only $1,000 for the chance to own some perishable hot Doges. So again, it's just a pack of hot dogs, people. People that laugh at NFTs and say, "Oh, is this a JPEG?" You can pay there are people paying $3,000 for a pack of hot dogs. You don't know what collectors do, why they do it. We don't know, but it's a one of one, and it is crazy to see just on the front here on the pack hot Doge wieners. So somebody will enjoy it. Some collector out there, people collect stupid shit all the time.
Hey, somebody said I was taking over for your singing duties because I started singing that earlier. Well, just to let you know, we are literally down a lot of likes. We got 257 people watching, 261 people watching, and 121 likes. So I'll say this. I auditioned for it, I think, as a kid. I didn't get it, but the song never left my head. I believe it was, I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener. That's what I truly want to be. And if I were an Oscar Mayer wiener, I forgot the rest of the song. I got the first 3 bars, baby.
Oh man, I was eating off-brand hot dogs. I ain't never get Oscar
Pay
Mayer.
that like tax. People pay that like tax. Bitcoins, they got to run, so make sure you throw it in there. Someone said, what exchange would you tell a beginner to use? So people, here's the crazy thing. That's what, like, unless you're trading heavy, you really don't need that many exchanges. I would say the on board with Cash App or Gemini. Once you have your Bitcoin, swap it out to one of these wallets. We talk about all these wallets in the class, and then from there you can trade in the wallet. So I'm really against exchanges for the most part. Like I said, the only reason I even went on that exchange today because I was literally trying to get rid of something that I didn't want to mention it. We got paid in some coin way back when. That thing losing money. I could have threw that into something else already. So I just threw it into something else today. All right. Other than that, that is the show for today. You got anything Bitcoin Zay?
That's all for me. Make sure you get that masterclass, baby. We'll be in LA, hopefully, doing a meetup very soon. So look out for that.
Yeah, we're definitely doing meetup soon. And then other than that, I saw a couple other good comments, but if there's anything of note, I'll read through the comments and I'll save it for tomorrow. Because like I said, we do got to run, folks. Other than that, that's the show for today. Make sure you smash that like and share. Check out the masterclass. It's definitely worth it. I mean, hey, you could have made your money back plus more already. So just keep sitting on the sidelines. Other than that, thanks for watching as always. See you tomorrow. Cheers.